So welcome back to another tactical video here on the channel. I'm Vic, your host, and in this one we're gonna talk about some Bayern Munich tactics that I used in online seasons. I won Division 1 pretty comfortably. I scored a bunch of goals with this team, and I'm gonna share the tactics with you, and I'm also gonna show you like 2 or 3 attacking patterns and a couple of tips on how to set up your team to get the most out of these tactics. So stay tuned, and we're going to start by mentioning that I'm going to leave the tactics code in the description if you want to go and check that out already, and maybe you want to check that out and load it up so you can have it up on your device while I talk about the gameplay stuff and the squad composition. So let's get into the main stuff, and I want to start with the key player on the offense. It's not gonna be who you think it is. It's not Harry Kane, it's Jamal Musiala. Musiala is an extremely overpowered midfielding type of goal scoring player. If you've played a lot of Ultimate Team and you had his promo card, you know he is extremely OP, and he is gonna be the main guy on your attack. He can pretty much do everything. He can score right-footed, he can score left-footed, he can pass, he has good passing ability, he has the incisive pass, which means you can do through balls with him, and he can also score goals, and he's an extremely good dribbler. He has the dribble plus playstyle. I think it's technical plus, which allows you to do some very OP R1 left stick dribbling, and he's pretty much going to be your main goal scorer even if he's playing as a midfielder. With the way we've set up the team, we're going to take a look at the tactics later, but the way we have set up the team is Musiala is going to come from deep runs while the striker is going to fall a little bit back, being a false 9. So they are pretty much going to interchange positions, and that is going to lead to Musiala getting lots of space into the box because of this position switch, and he's going to try to exploit basically the confusion that is created for the defensive center backs. And yeah, I think I scored at least 20 goals with him, and he is extremely important. Number 2 is not going to be like a specific attacking pattern, but it's going to be that you have to take advantage of quick counters and your quick players that you have up top in this formation. So you are gonna play with Sané on the right side, Coman on the left side, Serge Gnabry up top, and then Musiala is gonna push up from the midfield, and that is pretty much gonna be enough to outscore your opponent by a bunch of goals. These guys are so quick and so good at scoring goals. Every single one of those 4 players have good pace, good dribbling, and good finishing. And with the way the tactics and the team is set up, you will basically get a lot of opportunities if you just are a little bit patient when you don't have space. Try to find space by passing the ball around a little bit, and if you combine that with being extremely aggressive each time you have the chance to go on a counter, you are gonna get the most out of this team. And the last kind of tip for the attack is gonna be to swap Harry Kane, who is the default striker, and you're going to insert Serge Gnabry as the striker instead of him, and that is actually going to improve your team by a whole lot, because you know Harry Kane, he does have some good promo cards in Ultimate Team, but his main gold card is super slow, and even though he has very good finishing, I don't think he's suited for like online play. You're not going to have too much enjoyment. He's not going to be that effective when you play against Real Madrid and PSG and all of these teams that have super quick defenders. You're going to have a lot of pain with Harry Kane up top, and that is why I inserted Serge Gnabry, and Gnabry can also play with a false 9, and we're going to talk about the tactics just in a little bit, and I will show you how we've set it up. But before we talk about the tactics, I just want to quickly talk a little bit about the rest of the team. And we're going to have Neuer in goal, we have Leimer at right back, we have Upa, and Kim Min-jae at center backs, Alphonso Davies as a stay back left back, and then we have two pivots. We have Kimmich and we have Goretzka. On the bench you have some options, although I didn't use my bench. I don't think I did a single substitute, but you do have Michael Olise there, who is also considered kind of like a OP player in Ultimate Team. He is definitely usable. I tried to use Paulinho a little bit, but his lack of pace was definitely noticeable, even though he is higher rated overall than Goretzka. I feel like Paulinho is too slow. It's basically the same thing as with Harry Kane. Their lack of pace is going to hurt them, even though they are good at other stuff. The lack of pace is definitely not something you want to risk when you have better options off the bench. So Goretzka is going to start. He's also, Goretzka is not bad by any means compared to Paulinho, but you may be tempted, if you only look at the overall rating, you might be tempted to try Paulinho instead of Goretzka, but I think that's a big mistake. So don't do that. Keep Goretzka as your starter. So let's talk about the tactics. They are set up in a 4-2-3-1 wide, and that is the default formation. I didn't change that. I did change, I think I changed, I can't remember exactly, but I think I changed both the build-up style and the defensive approach. So we're going to go with balanced on both. Now looking at the player roles, we're going to have sweeper keeper on Manuel Neuer. So Leimer and Davies are going to have fullback with balanced. Now, none of them are going to get a plus on that because it's not one of their main roles, but it didn't matter. And then for the center backs, you put stopper and balanced on both of them. They will get a plus. Both Jay and Upamecano will get a plus on that. In the midfield, as the pivots, you're going to have Kimmich and you're going to have Goretzka. So Kimmich, as a deep-lying playmaker with roaming, he's going to have a plus. And that is really nice. And then Goretzka is going to be holding with a roaming. And that is not going to give him a plus, but it's going to be good enough either way. I chose to go super defensively with my back with my back six because the front four are so OP. You really don't need anyone else contributing on the attack. So I just put everyone else on like holding and fullback to have them stay back and try to shore up. You know, whenever you face the Real Madrid, you want as many defenders as possible. Then for the wide midfielders, you're going to have inside forward with attack. That is going to give Sané a plus. Coman is not going to get anything, but it didn't matter all that much. Musiala is going to be a shadow striker with attack. That's the only option. He's going to get a plus, and he's going to be OP as hell in that role. And then Gnabry up top. He is going to be a false 9 in the build-up, the only option there. And he will get a plus on that. So that is pretty much the video. I hope you found it useful. Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't checked out my previous video, which was Roma Tactics, feel free to check that out as well. It's on the channel. It was also title winning tactics. If you want to try something completely different than this, then you can check out that Roma tactic. And in the next one, I think I'm gonna do Arsenal because I already played with them. I've recorded the gameplay. I haven't recorded the tactical video yet, but I'm probably going to do that as the next video. So stay tuned for that as well if you want to check out something that is also completely different from this. Arsenal are playing with a 4-3-3, so that is going to be something new. And that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and stay safe, guys.